Yugi Bros!
What's up guys, Yugi Bros here yet again with another duel video. Today we will be using the lucky Gravekeeper deck versus Blue Eyes. For those that don't know, we are playing the Ryan Jacobs build, only I think 2 different cards different. We're playing 1 extra RFI in the main deck instead of an Oracle. And in the side, we are not setting Warrior Elimination, instead we are setting Dust Tornado. So we're going to RFI the crap out of this Lord of D, and because it has to be on the field to resolve, for Flute to resolve I should say, he gets nothing out of it. So we are going to take full advantage of this, and go in. I've noticed against Blue Eyes in general, if you RFI the Lord of D and they cannot come back from that, it's usually just game. It's pretty ridiculous. Like I've said in the past, I think Ready for Intercepting is the best trap in the game right now. Just so much versatility against so many different matchups. We have Dice Foon, which is literally dead here, literally in this dead in this matchup. They summon a twin-headed. We're gonna take the 3, gladly go and search, because unless they have Sphere, this is just game the following turn. Summon another Ambusher and swing in for damage. Yeah, that's that. So game 2. Oh yeah, they forgot the stamping, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter what they hit. Quickest game 1 ever. So going on to game 2 here, siding out the Dice Foons because they do nothing. I think we just sided in the 3rd RFI and a Time Wizard to auto Regeki an opponent's board if we needed to. But we opened the Ready for Intercepting once again, so once again, no resolution. It's a quick game from there. We're going to use Oracle's Effect to destroy set monsters. We're going to swing in for 2,000, and then we're going to Rite of Spirit the Ambusher for another 17, putting them down to 300 already. Like I said, you stop Blue Eyes' one crazy combo to Flute, and all of a sudden, it's just a completely different game. And this is insane. It's crazy. So I don't want to call Blue Eyes a one-trick pony. Granted, Flute, without Flute, Blue Eyes can't do too much. It's a very slow deck. Ironically, it's the fastest deck, but it's the slowest deck if you can't Flute. Outside of probably Water. So we finished that match. We decided to go into a second match here. So this game is sided back out. So we have Dice Foons, unfortunately. So they're going to get the Flute with the Lord of D. We do not have the Ready for Intercepting. So they immediately get their boss monsters on board, and they're going to Stamping the Rite of Spirit. Go figure. I really wanted the Recruiter to die, and then search Oracle, and then bring it back, and then, you know, drop them down to 2,000. But go figure. Here we are. So, normal Ambusher. We're going to set the Windstorm. We're going to swing into Lord of D for a measly 500. But we are on the ropes. We are... We're on the downside. They Wonder Wand this Lord of D, making it 17, and they go in for the kill. We're gonna Windstorm, just literally so we can Windstorm that, so that if they want to, they can crash here. But they didn't. We're gonna set Ready for Intercepting. We're gonna swing in and crash. Although the more I think about it, I'm not sure why I did that, because I had the Ready for Intercepting. But we're on the super defensive right now. And I set Dice Foon as a bluff so that if they draw the Stamping, they don't hit the actual back row. So Recruiter will die, and we'll search Ambusher because we really can't. They're playing around the Windstorm. They're doing it correctly too. They're putting Tyrant in attack mode because if I have Kunai down, which now I do, Tyrant negates any traps that target it, so I can't deal with it. See? So they can keep that in attack mode and keep the pressure on while I have to just scurry for an idea. And now I'm going to Dice Foon because it's stuck. I targeted my middle card, but I rolled a 6, so I took 1,000. So I didn't lose the middle card. So I get to set the Rite of Spirit. So they're going to swing, and we're going to Ready for Intercepting that. And they're going to swing with Tyrant, and we're going to Rite of Spirit the Recruiter. And we're going to search Ambusher. It's such a tricky matchup. It's amazing that you stop the flute from going off and Gravekeepers just win it easily. But if you don't, this is the likely result if you can't gain advantage while it keeps applying pressure to you. So we're going to have to kunai the Lord of D because we can't kunai the Tyrant. We draw Windstorm. Great. Swing. Windstorm. Puts Blue Eyes in attack mode. Swing. But Lord of D's on the field now, so this kunai is not going to do anything. So we lose. But that's fine. That was game one. Dice Foons was Dice Foons, so let's side those out. Going into game two. Try not to deal with that BS again. We open the Time Wizard. Oh, I love this. Like, it's so good in this matchup. Especially with our skill, because our skill's dead otherwise. Like, it doesn't do anything. So, if they set up a board, we're going to make sure it doesn't resolve. We didn't open our RFI, so we're going to summon Recruiter, set the Rite of Spirit with the intention, once again, of it dying. We're getting Oracle and then bringing Recruiter back and, doing the 2000. But, of course, every time I set this with the preemptive idea of that, they always pop it. However, they passed, and I don't know why they didn't normal the Lord of D or set the Lord of D, because they can add another Lord of D with the flute in the hand. But why they didn't do that, I'm not sure, but that's the game. They're going to draw Blue Eyes, but obviously, with what we had, it didn't matter, and even if they broke over the board, we'd Time Wizard them. It's amazing to say we can Time Wizard them successfully. But anyways, going into game three, we start the classic Recruiter set 2. Blue Eyes playing Dust Tornado over Twister is interesting, but I don't disagree with it because Twister still only pops face up, whereas Dust Tornado can hit anything. And while Blue Eyes can swing in for massive damage turn 1, if you think it's going to go a few more rounds, then the Dust Tornado is definitely good for that. So Twin kills our thing and we search Ambusher, and then they swing Lord of D for 12. So we draw an Oracle. So we're going to have Ambusher swing Lord of D, but go figure they have the Sphere among everything else. They're going to Dust Tornado the Kunai. They're going to swing immediately. We're going to flip the Windstorm. I guess they meant to have Lord of D swing first, but either way. So we won't take any damage here. We're going to normal Recruiter, we're going to set Windstorm, we're going to swing over Lord of D, because we might as well try to get any advantage possible at this point. Go figure they open another Sphere. We don't know that, but, here they go. Tyrant swings over Recruiter, Recruiter searches, might as well get another Recruiter. We have the Oracle, we're just kind of trying to stall at this point. Set that, set Kunai. Unfortunately, Kunai's not going to do much, but they pop it with Stamping anyways. They're keeping us on our toes, and Tyrant is making it a hell of a lot harder to deal with. So we get Ambusher, we draw Rite of Spirit. There is a glimmer of hope. They swing into our Ambusher, and now we get the Rite of Spirit to go off. We get Recruiter, we tribute Recruiter, we summon Oracle, and we minus both by 2,000. And then we'll search Ambusher for good measure. Let's set in Kunai. We're going to try to swing into this Tyrant. Like I said, they have the freaking Sphere. Always the freaking Spheres. Isn't it crazy, though? Again, like I said, if we had the RFI for the flute in the beginning, we'd be fine. But here we are without it, and all of a sudden it's a completely different matchup. They're going to tribute summon both since they're both down 2,000 each for a Tyrant. And now once again, we are on the defensive, needing a play and not drawing an answer. We're going to set RFI. We have Kunai, which we literally can't do anything with. We're going to set Ambusher. I understand Tyrant can swing into both, but just in case, like in this situation, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure we had a backup, but it didn't matter. So we're going to Kunai that, but now we're on literally like nothing. Yeah, we're setting on two dead RFIs. They're going to Stamping one. We're going to go to 100. We're going to try really hard to bluff this other one, but Tyrant's going to swing anyway, and yeah, that's game. So really interesting to see how much of a difference. We couldn't have Time Wizarded in anyways, though. We were at 600 for the longest time. But yeah, really interesting to see how much of a difference Ready for Intercepting makes at the right time. Obviously, you draw it late, it does nothing. You draw it early enough, it's amazing. If you can stop the flute from going off, Blue Eyes has a terrible time getting back into the game. But if you don't and you can't deal with their board effectively, all of a sudden you have a terrible time. It makes me almost want to side 2-time wizards just for that matchup so you can see it quicker, so that your life is still over 1,000 when you draw it to try to get over the board. But I don't really know if I'd cut. I guess I'd cut Dust Tornado, but that sounds terrible. I don't know. We got the Dice Spoons, but anyways, guys, leave a comment down below as to anything you would switch, if you would switch anything for this. I'm a huge fan of this deck right now. I really like it. I might try it at locals. Oh, all in locals is note, we didn't have a locals last weekend. A lot of stuff came up where not enough players showed up, so we did not fire the tournament. But we hope to fire this week's tournament. I would really like to test this deck. I might bring this deck to that locals. I'm not sure yet. We're going to mess around with stuff more often. But either way, Yuki Bros signing out.